I have told you that money is a spell. Money is magic. Money is a way to control. I have told you that the dollar bill, the symbols on it, the occult symbols on that mean something. And that for those sensitive with astral and etheric vision or insight or intuition will recognize those symbols to say something basically like this. I, the creator of these symbols, I, the holder of this knowledge, hand to you this worthless piece of paper with these worthless symbols. And if you in fact ascribe value to this valueless thing, and if you in fact give a portion of your energy, intent, will, time, and ideation or love to, then you will give it to me. You will give a portion of it to me. So you can see that all who trade in currency and love it are in fact giving some energy to it. All of those who trade in it and are willing, who care about it at all, actually. Like, money is just a form of abundance, and it is manifested for me. Anytime that I actually care about money or put any energy into making money, it takes me out of alignment. It is a mistake, and it has always been shown to me as such, because I cannot be giving energy to the matrix and to these dark beings. Now, I've explained this before, how it is a type of magic to get people to believe in it, in this whole financial system, and all their interest rates, and all their loans, and all the ways that only a few are benefited. So everyone playing in this money system, because we don't need money, there are other ways to exist. We just haven't considered them. Yes? There's trade without money, and there's ways to exist without trade and commerce. We just haven't considered them. For example, another way to live would be to live from the heart, to live from love, to live for the good of all, so that anyone who is in need is taken care of by all. Not to set a shadowy figure of government up to take care of them, but that each member of the community encountering another member of the community will instantly do whatever love requires. This would be called living organically in alignment with nature, in alignment with spiritual law, in alignment with our Creator, in alignment with the planetary logos and the collective consciousness of this planet and this solar system and this galaxy and this universe. To live from love is to be in total alignment. And their law, understand, also is magic. What we call law in the West, all those books of law which contradict themselves 1,000 ways, they're made that way because they're actually saying nothing. They're actually saying nothing. All they're really saying is the rich shall be protected. All they're really saying is property is more important than people. All they're really saying is there's no heart, there's no love, there's no compassion. There's no justice in that system. Justice is real, understand. Justice is an archetype of our Creator. Justice exists in this universe, and they will find it. They will know it, for they can't escape it. It can't be escaped. They are finding it now. Blessed be. So justice exists whether they label their system justice or not. They call their system justice and law and order, even though it is truly black magic. There is some truth, there is some entanglement with the archetype of justice in the criminal justice system. Some, in some cases, barely ever. Some people are arrested in the criminal justice system which truly deserved it, and for those victims, I guess you could say that justice in some small way was done. But for the vast majority of those incarcerated or entangled with the justice system, it is slavery. It is encroachment on their freedom. It is not actually doing a service. It is to not look at the causes and only deal with effects. That's what they like to do, because they are the causes of so many of these things. That's why the rich are causing so many of these situations. They are taking the majority of all and leaving the masses to fight amongst the scraps, and then making it extra, harsh criminal justice system imposed upon those who can't stay orderly, when they've made it impossible to stay orderly. So, it's all black magic. It's all trickery. Just as their property rights are, to say that you can own the land, you cannot own the land. To live in alignment with the land would be to act as a sovereign, to act as a steward, to act as a guardian to the land, to act in harmony and in guardianship with the land. That is to live organically, natural, and in alignment. To claim property of the land in the way we have, and trade the land in a financial system of wizardry is black magic again. Yes. But the point of this video was not to point out all their black magic trickery, which is everywhere. It is the matrix. If you want to know what the matrix is, that's it. It is your belief in all these fake systems that they've created, and also in their fake religions and their fake ideations, in their fake racisms, in their fake isms, in their fake beliefs, all of it, their fake science, all of it, that's the matrix. But my point was not necessarily point that out so much as to say that all those people who in fact are wizards of this black magic matrix that I've just described. So all the people on Wall Street, all the lawyers, all the rich people, for sure, all the people who are benefiting from the upholding of this system, all of them are deeply entangled, are deeply ensnared in their own magic. So it's not just defiance. It's not just that they're like, well, fine, we're just going to stay on top and screw these other people. Although there is some of that with a good amount of them, because so many of them have closed their heart off completely that they have no idea what they're talking about anymore. They've become worse than animals. They've become completely parasitic. They are eating themselves. There's nothing left worth anything in them. They themselves know this, So, for those of us who are awakening, for those of us who see the deep inequality, and, it bogs you down sometimes, the amount of greed. It's astonishing, the level of greed. Elon Musk is worth $255 billion. He could feed 200 he, he, he could feed 25 billion people for life, probably. I don't know, like, no, I mean, what the fuck? He could feed every, like, $255 billion. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, and then people talk about, well, he's giving all this money. Like, he's holding enough money to feed a continent, one man. This is insanity. It's absolute. Why would if he wanted to be a great man, like I said this in a post, like, if he wanted to be a truly great man, he would give his money away. If I had that money, I would give it all away. I would make 250 million people the happiest people in the world. Well, like, why would you not want to spread joy? Why would you not want to share that? It's insanity, the amount of greed and depravity which they have normalized. So it can be disheartening for those of us that are still in contact or have remembered contact with our heart, with love, with truth. It can be disheartening. So let me disabuse you of that. Let me help you by allowing you to recognize, or helping you to recognize, that they're not free at all. Let me just remind you, I'm sure you know in some way that they're not happy, right? They are not free at all. They are entangled to death. They are being strangled by their own magic. That's how magic works. Ta-da! That's how it works. If you cast a black magic spell upon someone, we've all heard the law of three, right? The law of three, well, if you've heard of magic, you've heard of the law of three, right? And this is to say it will come back upon you threefold, whatever you cast out there. So this is the law of karma. But why is it threefold instead of one-to-one? Because you are casting with intent. Because you have some knowledge of energy in the universe. You are stepping out of the veil. Doesn't mean you've crossed the veil, but it means you are playing with powers that are beyond the veil, that are beyond the matrix of third density, beyond the veil of forgetting. So therefore, you are starting to play with the matrix itself, the construction of the matrix itself, which is magic. It's black magic. So once you step into that arena, you start tapping into those forces and those archetypal energies and those artificial intelligence energies. You'll plug right into that matrix, and yes, it will come back on you much harder. Now, it may not seem this way. It may not, because what comes back, if you are inviting it, they may reward you for quite some time. So understand, when they say it will come back upon someone, it does not mean that they will lose something like material. Like, okay, it doesn't mean that if I cast a spell on someone, let's say I cast a spell on someone because I want their position. Let's say I'm running for political office and I want to get rid of my opponent, and I cast a black magic spell upon them. It doesn't mean that I won't get that office and be financially rewarded in third density. It doesn't mean that. What it means is I will lose in an even greater amount than I put out. The amount of negative energy I put out will come back upon me, cutting off my heart evermore, cutting off my soul's guidance and energy evermore, and plugging me evermore into the artificial intelligence matrix. So do you understand what I'm saying? Those who play with black magic even if they don't know it's black magic, that means those who compromise the public and compromise love, compromise goodness, compromise what they know is right in their heart, and they do it every day over and over and over. They lie to themselves, they justify it over and over and over, and eventually they get so ensnared by their own magic that they can't see anymore. They can't see their way out. They have no idea what right and wrong is anymore. They have been lost. They have been eaten. They have been consumed. Let nothing compromise your heart.